the fog. Uncle Geronimo, you're safe, he squeaked. I was so worried about you. I hugged him tight. Oh, how I missed you, dear nephew, I cried. I love you so much. But why are you out here? It's dangerous. Benjamin hung his head. He knew I had told him not to leave camp. We were worried you wouldn't find your way back, he explained, twisting his tail. When nobody was looking, I took a lamp and went searching for you. I know it was wrong, he admitted. I put my paw around my nephew and told him everything was okay. Then, chattering happily, we headed for camp. A few minutes later, we passed by a steep, icy cliff. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a dark shape outlined in the ice. I stopped for a closer look. Big snowflakes whirled around me, blurring my sight. The steep cliff was terrifying. Still, I was determined to find out more. Yes, the newspaper mouse in me was taking over. I had to get the scoop. I urged Benjamin to stay put. Then, quivering with fear, I climbed up onto an enormous rock. Very carefully, I leaned toward the block of ice. I brushed off the snow. The shape began to emerge. With shaking paws, I brushed off more snow. I could hardly believe my eyes. I, Geronimo Stilton, was peering right into the face of a woolly mammoth. He was perfectly preserved within the ice. What a find! I tried to remember what I knew about the woolly mammoth. It was a prehistoric animal that looked like an elephant, only smaller. It had 2 very long tusks and thick brown fur. It became extinct toward the end of the Pleistocene age, around 11,000 years ago. I grabbed Thea's camera out of my backpack and snapped some shots. This time, no one would think I was making up crazy mouse stories. Back at camp, Thea rushed out to meet me. So, did you find him? She demanded. Did you get a picture of the Yeti? I shook my head. Thea groaned. It figures, she grumbled. Trap swaggered over. Well, what a surprise, Jerry Berry, he scoffed. All the time I thought you saw the Yeti. Sometimes here, sometimes there, sometimes in your underwear. I just shook my head, smiling. We'll see who has the last laugh, Mr. Jokester. No, I did not find the Yeti, I said, sighing. Then I paused for dramatic effect. But I did find a woolly mammoth. I took out the digital camera and showed them the pictures of the frozen beast. For once, Trap did not make one wisecrack. In fact, he seemed to have lost his voice. He opened his mouth, but not a single squeak came out. Finally, He pulled himself together. A woolly mammoth, he gasped. Geronimo found a mammoth? Thea was jumping for joy. Now this is what I call a real scoop. I can't wait to write this up. The Rodents Gazette will sell like hotcakes, she shrieked. Just think how furious Sally Ratmousin, the editor of the Daily Rat, is going to be. Uncle Geronimo is the bravest mouse ever, Benjamin squeaked. You should have seen him climb up that icy cliff. That night we happily nibbled away at our dinners. No one even complained about the yak cheese. We were all too excited about my big discovery. Later, as I was about to fall asleep, Benjamin grabbed my paw. Tell me the truth, Uncle Geronimo, he whispered. Did you see the Yeti? I could not lie to the little mouse. Dear Benjamin, I did see him, I whispered back. But he has a right to be left in peace. I think we should not tell anyone about him. It will be our little secret, okay? Benjamin smiled. He put his small paw on his heart. Of course, Uncle, he said softly. We won't tell anyone. On my rodent's word of honor.